And then I saw her face. I'm a believer, and not a trace of doubt in my mind. I'm in love.
Hey guys, CYHD here, and I am back with another reaction video. And today, I'm going to be reacting to an MLP fanwork video. Yes, this is finally the time that I'm going to react to some MLP fanworks this year. But almost half of the year, have I been able to do that? No! So this channel's been dead! Luckily, I'm going to bring it back by reacting to this video. And this one's called Discord Tales, the Alicorn and the Pea by Magpie Pony. Anyways, yeah, this is another, Discord Tales video. It's been like it's already been 2 years since we've nearly had one. And yeah, this is the second Discord Tales video. I mean, this is part of the, Pinky Tail series, so yeah, I am looking forward to this one. Hopefully it's gonna be funnier than the last one. Anyways, let's jump it in! Oh! Now Discord Tales has his own intro.
Discord Tales, the Alicorn and the Pea. Well, look who decided to come crawling
hi Discord!
back.
Well, they are babies, Discord.
Irony is not lost upon me, my dear. As I was saying, I knew it was only a matter of time before you little ponies realized my superior storytelling prowess and begged for me to return.
Or Pinkie Pie caught a cold and needed some pony to fill in, so I volunteered, and Discord practically begged me to come along.
What was that?
Nothing! Please continue.
Why, thank
Yeah, you begged her!
I shall humbly reclaim my storytelling throne, but only this once. Next time I shan't be so easily swayed for your pony pleasure.
You're too kind, Discord.
Tonight's tale will be... let's see here. Aha! The Alicorn and the Pea. And told by the best storybook reader you've ever heard.
Pinkie Pie?
No.
That's a strange pronunciation for Unky Discord. No matter.
Seriously, Discord?
Upon a
Do
time...
you consider yourself an uncle?
In the distant land of Topsy-Turvia, there lived a regal, benevolent, chaotic, and devilishly handsome queen.
Oh, woe is me.
Are you serious right now?
The queen of this land.
Why is Discord the
high
queen?
and low for a suitable alicorn to wed my beloved son, the prince. But alas, no such true alicorn can be found.
And the
Sunset
first
Shimmer!
Alicorns didn't count because...
The queen's advisor asked, levitating a parchment with her
let
magic
me
that
adjust the
contained
volume
the
real
names and
quick.
faces of 4 famous alicorns, all
Okay, I
having
think it should
been
be good.
crossed off by the queen.
Too old, too overly saturated by the fandom, too pink, and too OCD. No Starlight Sparkle, this will never...
Starlight Sparkle?
The queen said, flopping onto her throne in a huff.
Sunset Shimmer, your majesty. And if you're not satisfied with the only alicorns in the land, then perhaps another bride would be better suited for your son? Someone in his own species?
Who's the
Sunset
voice
said,
actor for
glancing over
Sunset?
at the prince, who was dreamily looking out the window.
I mean, I
with
know
his
a couple
tongue
of
hanging out the side of his
Sunset
mouth.
Shimmer,
He was a
voice
dragon,
actors,
though an oddly proportioned
Wupcake
one at
and
that,
Jenna M.
and never seemed to quite understand anything that was going on around him. He never spoke, but instead made odd gurgling noises and the occasional shriek.
Hey!
The queen
Isn't that the
laughed
dragon from,
dismissively,
Dragon Quest?
twirling her crown in her claw and holding a twily cane in her paw.
How
A twirly cane?
absurd, Twinkle Glimmer. My son deserves only the best. And besides, Pony Hybrid baby.
Oh yeah, the twirly cane with the
Sunset
Twilight's head on
shuddered
it.
at the thought.
Isn't that right, son?
That thing is Discord's son?
See? Clear as day.
Right. Well, I suppose if we expanded our search beyond our borders, we might be able to find another alicorn to your liking, your majesty.
Sunset started, but was cut off when a loud knocking could be heard from the front door.
Whoever could it be at this hour?
Sunset Shimmer raised an eyebrow in confusion and looked out a nearby window to see that it was still daylight. A perfectly reasonable hour for visitors. However, with a snap of the Queen's claw, the sun disappeared from the sky and was rapidly replaced by the moon. In addition, she magicked a series of storm clouds that began to rain, with the droplets falling backwards from the ground to the sky. Whoever was outside the door screamed out in surprise. Sunset quickly opened the large doors to save their guest from the Queen's chaotic magic. A striking purple unicorn mare wearing a long dark cloak covered in rainwater was shivering on the front steps.
Sorry for the intrusion. My name is Starlight Glimmer. I was separated from my friends in a series of strange occurrences that seemed to happen rather suddenly once I entered this kingdom.
She said,
what is she running away from?
The pair of ponies spied a quesadilla monster chased down
a quesadilla monster?
Who screamed in distress in the background, followed by a flock of flying bananas who honked like
bananas
as they attempted to get out of the rain.
One of them has Celestia's mane and tail.
More than you'd think. You'd better come in. Not that it's much better inside the castle.
Who is it, Sparkle Surprise?
Sparkle Surprise?
Nonchalantly, she teleported out of her throne and next to the visitor.
Starlight Glimmer, Your Majesty.
Another one? How many versions of you twilight, starlight, shimmering glitter sparkles are out there? And they call
I don't know.
The crazy one.
So many?
So, Nightlight Sprinkles, are you supposed to be the next Alicorn on the list?
Alicorn?
Starlight's not even an Alicorn yet.
But when the Queen pulled her cloak away, sure enough, there were a pair of wings tucked in her sides.
What the? Where did these come from?
Oh, come now, as if we all didn't see this coming. Princess Do-Goody got her wings in a one-part mid-season finale. Shimmy Sham here got hers in a music video. Your Twilight 3.0...
Oh yeah, the music video! My pass is not today.
Speeding up the process.
That was so
There's
2015.
been a big mistake. I just needed a place to stay the night until the storm passed. I'm a unicorn, I swear. I don't know how I got these.
Starlight said in exasperation, flailing her wings about, unsure how to control them.
We shall see,
the Queen said, stroking her beard in contemplation.
Come, come, my dear, warm your hooves by the fire while my trusty assistant and I prepare your room for the evening.
The Queen picked Starlight up from the floor and swept her into the den. Soon after, the Queen returned again with the prince in tow, plopping him beside her and pushing the pair of them together.
You best get acquainted, you know, in case this all works out,
the Queen said, before teleporting away with Sunset Shimmer.
Before all what works out? What is going on?
Starlight asked, in a mixture of confusion and anger. She looked up at the prince and her eyes widened. She'd never seen a dragon or any creature as unique and intimidating as him.
No, I have a feeling that Pinkie Pie's gonna show up at the end and
the prince
try to be Discord spy.
Closer. She took another step away, and the prince leaned his head down to her level, staring intently at her while she chuckled nervously.
I should have...
Is that thing even alive?
Meanwhile, the Queen and Sunset Shimmer were preparing a room for Starlight for the evening.
I need a test. One that will prove she is a true Alicorn. But what could it be?
The Queen said,
you can use an Alicorn tester.
Back and forth while Sunset fluffed the pillows on the bed with her magic.
Why does it matter that the pony be an Alicorn again?
Oh, because every pony knows that every Alicorn is a princess, and I must have a true princess to wed my son.
Then you're really just looking for a princess, right? Can't you tell if some pony is a princess if they have a kingdom to rule? Maybe some pony subjects that could vouch for...
Silly twinkly Starshine. Any princess should have a crown, a kingdom, a scepter, adoring crowds, and servants to cater to their every need. That doesn't make them a
Was that a picture of the Magic Kingdom from Disneyland?
No, what makes them a true princess is passing a ridiculous test that no other pony could ever possibly hope to pass. I've got it!
The Queen said, snapping her claw and producing a tiny green pea with her magic.
What's that for?
Oh, you ponies so oblivious to the obvious. This, my dear, is the test. I shall put this tiny pea under the mattress, and if she is a true Alicorn princess, then she will feel the pea and won't sleep a wink. Princesses
won't that pea get smushed?
More so than other ponies. You eat the tiniest
also, it will get rotten.
And their little feelings get hurt, so they turn you to stone. Sensitivity like that
turn
can
to
only
stone
come from a privileged
Discord, are you still up to that?
Alicorn.
The queen deduced. She lifted the mattress and placed the pea in the center of the frame before lowering it down again. The queen pursed her lips and looked at the bed quizzically.
Any old ordinary Alicorn could feel a pea under just one mattress. I know! Let's make it 100!
The queen said in delight, snapping
100 mattresses?
one mattress on top of the other.
That's like super high!
50 of them as well!
In another snap of the claw, the bed had 50 new blankets on top of the highest mattress. The bed was so massive that the tower had to extend to accommodate for its size, and Sunset Shimmer looked at it in complete confusion.
So, you want the cold, wet, and exhausted potential princess to have a terrible night of no sleep because that will somehow persuade her to stay and marry the prince.
Oh yes, a true princess.
Jeez, all that
will see this
teeth.
bed and won't think anything is strange, but she'll still feel the influence of a tiny vegetable under the bottom mattress and not be able to sleep. That's right, kids. Your fairy tales make about as much sense as I do. I couldn't have written a more ridiculous premise than this if I tried.
A little
Well
while
then, Discord,
later,
you're trying to
the
be like
queen
Pinkie Pie
escorted
now.
Starlight to her room. She took one look inside and her heart dropped, eyes widening in shock. It was the precarious nature to which the mattresses were piled, and the overall height of the bed. One wrong move and it looked like it would topple over.
There you go, dear. A nice soft bed for you to sleep in.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Now.
Well, she
up
should
you
have.
go
She
for
should.
a good night's sleep.
I know I never mentioned this, as it wasn't particularly relevant until now, but I'm terrified of heights. Are you sure there isn't another bed somewhere?
If you're afraid of heights, just don't look
Starlight
down.
asked, shaking on her hooves. The queen merely laughed and teleported Starlight to the top of the bed monstrosity.
That's a good one,
Well then.
Sunshine Sprinkles. Imagine
That was pretty easy. You
an
should have just done that.
Afraid of heights. What
Although Starlight
will
doesn't have
these
any
ponies
fingers.
think of next?
I am not an alicorn!
Starlight started,
Oh,
but the queen
there's
was gone
Magpie's
long before she
OC.
could finish her sentence. Starlight immediately grasped onto the giant bedpost for dear life. She wasn't sure how it was possible, but it seemed like she was hundreds of feet in the air whenever she dared to look over the side. She attempted to ignite her horn and get back on solid ground, but the sheer altitude from atop the bed had shorted her magic. She was truly stuck.
Okay, Starlight, you can do this. You've been through worse. You faced a hive of changelings, a shadow pony, Pinkie Pie on a sugar bender. You can handle
Pinkie
this.
Pie on a sugar bender?
What's that? That can't be good. That can't be good.
Is that a
can't
snake?
be good. Oh, what
Or
am I
a flying
doing?
eagle?
Think, Starlight. Think.
Eel. Sorry.
Maybe I can fly off. No.
Oh,
that's
because you have
crazy.
wings.
I don't even know if these wings are real. I don't know if any of this is real. Some pony? Help! Help!
The next morning, the queen and the prince eagerly awaited to see if their Alicorn guest had slept through the night. Sunset Shimmer was sent to
Well,
retrieve
it
her
doesn't
from
look
her
like it.
room around breakfast time, and when she returned, Starlight Glimmer was with her, and looked simply dreadful. She had deep bags under her eyes, her mane was messed, and her pupils were as small as pinpricks. She was crouched close to the ground like she never wanted to be apart from it ever again.
Ooh, why this is promising, I must say. Tell me, Sky Sparklers, did you sleep
Sky
well?
Sparklers?
Sleep? I didn't sleep at all!
Starlight said, choking on her words, her tone still tinged with terror.
You pass! last!
The queen exclaimed, pulling on a cord that appeared beside her head, which released a series of balloons, confetti, and a banner with the queen's picture giving a thumbs up and the printed words, "You did it!" in bold letters. As the confetti fell, the prince stuck out his tongue and let one of the pieces delicately land on his tongue before eating it.
Past? Past what?
That's just disgusting.
Test to see if you truly were an Alicorn princess worthy enough to marry the prince, of course. I hid a pea under all the mattresses, knowing that only a true Alicorn princess would be sensitive enough to feel it, and therefore be too uncomfortable to sleep. At long last, my son can finally settle down with a pony worthy of making me hybrid grandbabies.
The prince was suddenly at Starlight's side, his long tongue licking up the side of her face, causing her to immediately go rigid. She stood silent and still, the only movement coming from the twitch of her eye.
Oh boy, here it comes.
Sunset said, backing away in anticipation.
Are you kidding me? You were testing me? I didn't feel a pea. I was clinging onto the bedpost for dear life. How many mattresses did you pile on that bed? There was no additional support. The entire thing wobbled all night. I was sure it was going to fall. It was so high, it shorted out my magic. And I am not an Alicorn. I don't know why I have these wings, but I certainly can't fly with them. I was awake in sheer terror all night. What kind of pony, Alicorn or not, would want to marry some pony who put them in danger for a stupid test? I'm out of here!
Oh, pooh. I was so sure you were the right Twilight
What's
parent
with
for the
that
job.
Twilight doll on that
I
bed?
guess you were supposed to be the Alicorn all along, Shimmy Shine.
The queen
Shimmy
said,
Shine?
snapping her claw and taking away Starlight's wings, only to give them to Sunset Shimmer instead. Starlight didn't hesitate, bolting out the door once she was made a unicorn again.
Free! I'm free!
Sunset Shimmer started, inspecting her wings in bewilderment. As she did so, the prince's face inched closer and closer to hers.
True love conquers all.
Wait, I didn't sign up for
The end.
That was it?
Oh dear.
Oh, what's this? Aren't they supposed to be asleep? Oh, how do you turn this thing off?
Well, Discord, your story was interesting, but it could be quite scary.
Scary? What on earth are you talking about? My story was flawless.
Well, there was a killer quesadilla and terrifying heights, and not to mention a dragon. Maybe the babies were a bit too frightened to fall asleep.
Uh-oh.
Fluttershy? What's going on? Discord! What are you? What are you doing here? Oh, Pinkie Pie, you look just awful. What are you doing out of bed? Pound and Pumpkin's crying woke me up. What did he do this time? I'm so sorry. I think Discord's story might have frightened Pound and Pumpkin. Maybe just a little.
Every pony's still a critic, I see. There was nothing at all
Oh, were
wrong
they being
with
critical?
the story I told. I can't help it if you ponies have bad taste in comedy.
Move over. I'll tell them a real story. Pinkie Pie, you're too sick. I'll tell the twins a story to get them to go to sleep. Would you like that, Pound and Pumpkin? Aww, a sweet story by you should do just the trick, Fluttershy.
Oh, now see here! When Fluttershy said I could take over story time based upon Pinkie Pie's sudden ailments, she theoretically signed a verbal contract dictating that all
contract?
storytelling must be told and performed.
What does
by
a
the
contract have to do with this?
Lord of Chaos, Discord, etc., etc. Any breach of said hypothetical contract gives all licensing rights to the series Pinkie Tales to Discord, which will promptly be renamed Chaos Tales and undergo an aggressive rebranding.
Discord? If you wanted another chance, all you had to do was ask. What? But, Fluttershy, do you really expect the Discord to tell the twins a sweet story?
Oh, you want sweet? I'll give you downright sappy. Once upon a time...
Are you just going from the start again?
In the
you're
magical land
starting-
of Horsequestria, there
Whatever.
lived a lovely queen and a particularly picky prince. The queen, Horse Mom, had tried for years to find
The
the
lost
right
narrator.
princess for her son to wed. However, the prince would only accept the best and truest princess to be his bride. Thus far, no princesses had won his favor.
I, the perfectly boring, correct-gendered prince, must have the perfect princess for my bride. Oh, are you quite sure we have to start this one from the beginning? Already bored.
Hold on. How come this is the first time you've actually interrupted your own story? And why did you drag me here again to narrate? That first narrator sounded perfectly fine to me.
Yeah, it did sound fine.
There was no first narrator. That was me.
Oh, was
I
it
can do
you?
all sorts of things to my voice.
Change it.
Throw it. Add unnecessary audio effects. I figured if these were called Discord tales, they might as well be narrated by Discord. But that's not the way Pinky wants it. So, here we are. Predictable, I know. And seeing how Pinky scared away all the other narrators, you were our unlucky winner.
You narrated it. That's not what the name says in the credits, Discord. Narrator 1 is chaotic. Chaotic. I get it. So the
you're
Great
just
Lord of
grinning at that
Chaos
joke?
is mimicking narrators now. Great.
A bad pun I surely couldn't pass by, especially since puns are what the Pinky Tales franchise is built upon. Isn't this the part where you narrators insist on getting back to the story, no matter how dull they may be?
Fine.
Where was I? Oh, yes.
Even though you're just going to be an idiot about it.
Me, Mother.
Horse Mom frowned and pulled her son into a sappy and cootie-filled hug to comfort him. As she did so, they heard a knock at the door.
Who could that be? It's pouring normal rain outside at
Gina
the
M.
appropriately inappropriate hour of the night.
Horse Mom asked, opening the door
Let
to
me guess,
her own castle
Luna?
for some reason, as there didn't seem to be many servants around.
Oh,
On the
Fluttershy.
doorstep before her was a small yellow pony with a pink soft mane, drenched in mud and water.
Ah, so this is a Fluttercore story, is it? I suppose
You
it
just
can't be
shipped
a
yourself a
Celestial
Fluttershy,
one, since
Discord.
She's playing the role of the queen.
You're going to do this the entire story, aren't you?
Oh, don't pretend you don't love it. You know you want me, baby! Something tells me someone's going to get angry at me for using
Mag.
that phrase without permission.
Mag owes me so much for this. The pony had big wavering anime eyes and a quiver in her
Anime
lip.
eyes?
Forgive my intrusion, dear queen, but I am a princess, even though I'm just a Pegasus, and I have been tragically separated from my servants on a long, perilous journey. Might I come in and spend the night away from the storm?
The princess asked, as the music in the background became louder, while the camera panned over to Horse Mom, who you could tell was sympathetic by the tragically sad look on her face.
Of course, dear, come in. You are a princess, you say.
I am Princess Waifu Shy. Thank you for
Waifu
your
Shy?
hospitality.
Do you like that one? Came up with the name myself. I know how much the fans love a good ship.
Pinkie Pie?
Just kidding, it's still me!
What the?
How did you disguise yourself?
Discord! Are you really that bored, or are you just trying to make it your mission to tick me off?
Oh, it's just killing you, isn't it? Can't say bad words in front of the little ones. This is Magpie Pony's channel, after all.
Wow, Discord. You made the biggest fourth wall
Waifu
break
Shy
ever!
curtsied, and the prince begrudgingly returned the
You
gesture
said that this is
before
Magpie
turning
Pony's
to his
channel.
mother.
How are we to
You know, I'm
know
glad
she
that
is a
the last narrator
real
caught that,
princess? It
otherwise
could have
this
been
video
any
would have been
pony off the
demonetized.
streets pretending to be a waifu.
the prince said, like the picky little brat he was.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you want, I could just go.
Nonsense. Come, child, warm yourself by the fire, while my son and I prepare you a room.
Horse Mom said,
But
ushering the poor
shouldn't
filly
she take a
towards
bath
the
first?
cracking but otherwise boring fireplace. The prince,
And speaking of which,
still
you
skeptical,
better not say that
followed
in front of
his mother from the
Celestia.
room.
You better not call her
Patience, my
horse
dear.
mom. She
For
could get
I know
offended.
of a test that will prove if this mare is indeed a true princess of your liking.
That's not the only requirement I have, you know. She must also sound lyrical, laugh at my jokes, be exceedingly beautiful. Although, let's be honest, none can exceed my own beauty. Oh, and I almost forgot, she absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, must be perfect in every way.
All of these things will be made clear by my test.
I think you just enjoy testing your subjects, don't you, Queenie Sunbutt?
Sunbutt!
I mean, mother.
The queen instructed several servants to meet her and the prince in the
almost
highest
everybody
room of the
calls
tallest tower,
Celestia
with
on the
exactly
internet Sunbutt.
20 downy mattresses, 20 quilted blankets, and a small green pea. She knew that only a real princess would be sensitive enough to feel the little pea under all the mattresses and blankets. And if
What's
she
that
was
snoring?
a real princess, then she would be the one for her son. For the love of Discord!
What? Oh, it's you. Wake me when this story is over, will you? Now I know why you use these to get the twins to sleep.
You're making this so difficult! Flutter's waifu Shy was escorted to the tower shortly after the room was completed. When she was ushered inside, she looked confused, but didn't speak up at the strange sleeping arrangements. She thanked the queen and prince and retired for the evening.
Why is it Fluttershy gets to go to sleep in this story, but I can't take a nap?
I thought it was waifu Shy. Can't you keep your character
Well,
straight?
that is Fluttershy. She's just playing the character.
Interruptions? Can you...
Where'd you get that lost narrator and
So
Magmapony
I am on
dolls?
Matt's channel right now. The next morning, the queen and the prince eagerly awaited waifu Shy at breakfast to see the outcome of the test. When she arrived, she looked much more put together than the night before, though she did yawn quite loudly as she was seated.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just a bit tired.
Oh?
After
How
tonight,
did you sleep,
or last
my dear?
night, I should say.
Waifu Shy wasn't sure how to answer that question. She hadn't had any sleep at all thanks to the tiny pea under the mattresses. But she didn't want to admit to the queen that she wasn't the perfect hostess to visiting royalty. She presumed that a little white lie might be better than offending the queen. After all, princesses were taught to be kind and bite their tongues when something...
Too close to the camera.
Hey.
What?
How have you been? You seem tense.
You know what? I am done. I don't care. I don't care what this is Mag's channel.
Okay!
Well,
We seem to be cut off.
I've lost the narrator.
Oh yeah, because she's
And
called the
so,
lost
to
narrator.
this boring story, I say the end.
Nice one, Discord.
They didn't hear.
You made them cry again.
The end. The end. The end.
I don't think that's going to work, Discord.
That would work perfectly fine on Pinkie Pie.
We're just going to have to try something else.
And what, pray tell, do you have in mind to make them stop spewing that horrendous noise?
It's not their diapers. They're fed. I know they're tired. I just don't know.
It's the story, isn't it? Not good enough yet. Take 3. Once upon a time.
Again?
I promised myself I wasn't going to narrate for Discord again. I made that promise.
Oh, Mag?
The real chaotic is missing. Lost
Tree
is still
Hugger?
somewhere
Prince
reading into the
Blueblood?
sunset, and here
Blue
I
Blood.
am. So you know what?
It's kind of hard to say the
I'm
name.
gonna narrate this one my way. There's this far-off kingdom ruled by this queen of sorts. Only she's a bit of a bohemian, and she has this particular problem. See, she's got this kid that she wants to marry off, but all the neighboring kingdom's princes take one look at her kid and begin to question the actual requirements for being royalty these days, and they go kind of into a mental breakdown. See, her kid's a bit of a sap. You could say she's real stiff. The possibilities of puns are endless here, because she is a tree. I mean, I figured Tree Hugger might try to claim some plant-based life form somewhere in her ancestry, but she's actually trying to pass this tree Bloomberg off as the princess of her land. So after some time has passed, hippie mom goes to her kid all upset because she's failed, and she's like,
"Oh, so she's the mom?
I am so totally bummed that I haven't found you the right soul partner with whom you can share an eternal bond. But like, don't let those other princes wreck your vibe. It just means that they aren't princey enough to handle all your positive karma."
But as she's amping up those hippie stereotypes,
I
there's a
love
suspiciously well-timed knock on their front door.
and how she talks.
Salutations and blessings to you, traveler.
Hey,
swag.
No. I can handle Bloomberg and Tree Hugger, but you're making the Prince Featherbangs.
Featherbangs, yes! I hardly recognized him
going to give you
in that outfit.
Respond, because unlike the other narrators in this story, I have a pretty accurate sense of the power that I actually wield. So before you go and say something that you and I both know everyone will regret, I'm just going to ignore all these details that you're throwing at me to make me break, and I'm going to push on. So, ha!
I'm from a distant kingdom,
Nice.
and I heard you were looking
You
for
go,
a
Mag.
handsome prince to sweep your princess off her hooves.
Actually, she has roots that tie her to our
she's a
mother
tree.
Earth, and disrupting that
Trees
connection
don't
might
have hooves.
emotionally and physically scar her. But I can tell that your heart was in the right place. Come in and make yourself comfortable. I think you'll find the aura of this place to be quite calming and welcoming.
Yeah, sure, okay. So can I meet her?
She's in the throne room, which is actually made entirely of organic materials. We don't have
Feather,
to disrupt our
kind
environment to classify
you kind of look
ourselves
like
as
Justin
royalty.
Bieber. Shouldn't you wear Justin Bieber
So
clothes?
Justin makes his way towards the princess.
I
And
mean,
at first he's
Justin Bieber wears
skeptical, but then he sees
hoodie,
his reflection
long
shining back at
pants,
him
and-
from the ripe apples on the princess's
sneakers.
branches, and he decides that she's the most beautiful princess he's actually ever met. So he's on board.
This just might be the most attractive tree I've ever seen. I'll totally marry her.
That's righteous, but I'm still not getting a clear vibe from you, and I can't let my sapling marry just any pony. I'm sure after some meditation and a good night's sleep, I'll have aligned my chakras and can make a more clear decision.
Even though I get the feeling that Tree Hugger would be the last pony to make someone pass a test to marry her tree, we're just gonna have to ignore that because reasons. She has a few other ponies bring her a biodegradable, environment-friendly mattress to Justin's room, along with whatever organic vegetable was left over.
Who is that? Is that Kiefer?
You summoned me, Your Highness.
Oh, righteous, a garden pea. That's exactly what I need.
Seriously?
In order to give
It's
my
Discord in
good
disguise,
blessings for this
again.
union, I need to be sure that the prince can sense the emotions of all the earth's bounty. So, like, I need you to sleep under the mattress. If he can, like, feel you under there and rescue you, then I'll know he cares for the well-being of every pony.
Oh, well,
You know,
are you sure one
who's the
mattress is
narrator
enough?
that plays
It might
Tree
be easy
Hugger?
for him to feel my presence.
Nah, man. There's no need to waste more materials. And, like, I highly doubt more mattresses will emphasize the point of this test.
So after all that exposition dump, Pony Bieber makes his way to the bed.
Pony
When he
Bieber?
lays on the mattress, he senses what any normal pony would in this given situation. What with a Draconiquus-sized
So
vegetable
Featherbang
literally
or
lifting
Pony
it off the
Bieber
ground.
is gonna be the
Something's not
princess
right.
in this story?
I can't seem to get my beauty sleep on this bed.
Ow!
It's like there's something trying to keep me from
It's
being
a
my
costume,
picture-perfect
Discord.
self.
It's not like it's hurting you.
Perhaps he didn't hear me. Ow!
Yeah, I just sense that something's off here. Something just doesn't bode.
Are the Cake Twins asleep yet?
The next morning,
Did you
Rolf
have
and
to
Preteen
ask?
Scream approaches the queen holding a mangled pea in his hoof, and he's like,
So I couldn't sleep very much last night till I discovered this green thing under my mattress.
Ow!
Next time, you might want to check under there before you have visiting royalty.
That's exactly what I was like, hoping you'd say. I put it under there to test you for some reason, and you passed. You have my blessings and positive vibes to marry the princess.
I guess the moral of that story is when your in-laws give you a ridiculous test or put you under some undue scrutiny, it's best to just smile and take it, because at the end of the day, even they know it's stupid and unnecessary, but it sure is fun to watch you struggle.
The end. Did it work
And they're
that
finally
time?
asleep.
I think so. Aren't they just so adorable when they sleep?
Oh, yes. Diabetes inducing.
Diabetes inducing.
No! Wait! I give up!
What's going on in here?
Oh,
Fluttershy?
now we got the parents.
Discord? What are you two doing here?
Pinkie Pie was too sick to tell the twins a story tonight, so we volunteered to help. But no matter what we tried, they just can't seem to stay asleep.
That's because the twins caught the cold too. Babies are always fussier when they don't feel good.
Didn't Pinkie Pie tell you they were sick?
Nope. Let's just call this payback.
Oh yeah, payback after last time.
I knew Fluttershy would bring you along, Discord, and you wouldn't be able to resist trying to impress her by getting them to sleep, even though that's almost impossible right now.
Discord was like, what?
Oh, you got me, Pinkie Pie.
Don't you find that funny, Discord? If you don't find it funny, then I think it's funny.
Ever do this to me again.
Well then.
Worth it!
I'm not even mad. I'm speechless. Nathan K's Chaotic Pony, The Lost Narrator, Magpie Pony, of course. Katie Patterson, yes, Sun Lesdia. Kenzie VA, Gina M, Anime Lodi, or Animelody, Edward James, Brony Drumming, Ice Gaze, Pegasus Pitch VA, Magpie Pony, of course, Slumberjack. I've seen audition videos for that. I have a feeling it's gonna be good. Well then. So, this whole video, we get to hear 3 narrators, and of course, 3 stories. Of course, the narrators reading 3 stories. One narrator for each story, and every time when the story ends, the babies just start crying. And this whole time, the babies were sick. Of course, Pinkie Pie got them sick as payback for the last time that Discord read a story. Or made a story, I should say. But jeez, I must say, that was really funny. I must say, that was pretty funny. Wow. And you know, I can't wait for Slumberjack. I hope that will be good. And yes, this one was really good. Other than the other ones, I should say. But I still like them. The Little Mermaid was awesome. And of course, Egghead and the Beast was pretty good. And Rapunzel, love that one as well because it's Rara Jack. And there's also Little Red Riding Bloom, Three Little Pigs, Applejack and the Beanstalk, of course the Cindershy one, and of course the Aladdin one. So yeah. As for the Applejack one and the Cindershy one, I haven't seen those in quite a while. I'm thinking of doing a re-react to Cindershy because the last time when I reacted to Cindershy, yeah, it didn't go so well. I made an inappropriate joke on that video, a drug joke. But yeah, it's not on YouTube anymore. I decided to delete that video because I had a feeling it was gonna get demonetized if YouTube saw that video, that drug joke, and straight up they're gonna take it down. And also, yeah, Applejack and the Beanstalk. I've also haven't seen that yet. I'm thinking of doing a reaction to that to get my mind refreshed on those videos. But I'm not gonna do re-reacts to almost the whole Pinky Tail series because I've already reacted to them, and I do remember them. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna end it off here. Once again, guys, thanks for watching, and ahoy!